And settling into the space. Beginning to notice any of the sounds around you. Maybe noticing the further away sounds. And letting them float past like waves. And then bringing your awareness closer in, perhaps noticing the sounds in the room or the music. And pinning your attention on either the sounds or maybe the sound of your breath. Noticing that movement of the breath now. Bringing the awareness right to the middle of the chest or the breastbone. Notice it rise and fall with the breath. And noticing how your mind and your body feel today. How's your energy? How are your emotions today? No judgment, just accepting what is. They'll change again, but just notice how they are in this moment. In yoga, one of the niyamas, the things that we should do to help our yoga practice, one of those is called santosha. It's all about self-acceptance or contentment with what is right now. I think a lot of the time we try to change or push away things. We're not always content with things in the moment, and it can become overwhelming and tiring. And the concept of santosha asks us to just accept things as they are and find a little piece of contentment that we can find. Not, I'll be happy when I finally X, or if I do Y, or if I am Z. But just accepting ourselves and our limitations, not being self-critical, not comparing ourselves. I invite you today to just think about how to stop always criticizing yourself, if that is your habit. How not to compare, how to just accept what is right in this moment. Maybe show yourself a little kindness. And maybe using that idea to set an intention for your practice today. Or choosing something you want to tell yourself that you like about yourself. Something that you accept about yourself. Maybe you're proud of yourself for making it onto your mat today. Just take a moment to say something to yourself with kindness. Finding the santosha, the contentment, just for being here right now. In this moment, you are worthy, you are enough. And being here is all there is to do right now. Guiding the awareness back to the breath. We'll do some rounds of the Paloma breath, where we split the inhale into 3 parts with a short pause after every third. And then we exhale out a long, slow exhale. So we'll all take an inhale together. And exhale out all the way to the end. And then inhale in the first third of the lungs, fill the belly and pause. Inhale the next third of the lungs, fill to the heart and pause. Inhale the last third, filling all the way to the top and pause. And release a long, slow, gentle exhale. Again, inhale to the belly and pause. Inhale to the heart and pause. Inhale to the top and pause. And gently release out a long, slow exhale. One more, inhale to the belly and pause. Inhale to the heart and pause. Inhale to the very top and pause. And release out with a long, slow exhale. You can choose if you want to do another couple of rounds of that or just follow your normal breath. Taking a moment just to sit with the breath. And feel the contentment, maybe even the gratitude. Just being here, having nothing else to do right now. And beginning to deepen the breath again. And softly inviting some movement into the fingers and the toes. And maybe taking a lovely stretch overhead just to begin the movement. Maybe you walk the hands over to the right. And then maybe over to the left. Just getting some stretching down the side body. And then bending the knees up. And bringing them in one and then the other in towards the chest. And gently rocking side to side, just waking up that lower spine again. And then rolling over onto one side. We'll come over onto all fours. Keeping toes untucked here. So hands under shoulders and knees under hips. I'm going to extend the left leg back, the right arm forward. You have the option whether you keep the leg grounded or lifted. And then as you exhale, we'll place that down and we'll swap sides, extending the left arm forward, the right leg back as you inhale. And exhale, placing it down. Same on the left. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. Change sides, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Just with your own breath as you inhale, lifting up. And exhale, placing down. 1 more. And then from here, just gently coming back into child's pose. As you exhale, as you inhale, coming back up to all fours and looking forward, dropping the belly. As you exhale, bum coming back to heels, child's pose. Inhale, coming up onto all fours, looking forward. 1 more, follow your own breath here. And then coming up onto your knees. I'm just going to reach the arms up overhead, get a nice stretch. You can catch the left hand round the right wrist and take a lean over to the left. Getting some opening down that right side. And then inhale as you come back to center and swap, and the same on the other side. And inhale back. And then exhale, just sitting the bum back down. And we'll take a small twist, so we'll take the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. You can also do this cross-legged if this is putting pressure on the toes. So left hand on the outside of the, left hand outside of right leg, and just look round over your right shoulder. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then releasing back to center. And switching right hand outside left leg. And look round over that left shoulder. Allowing the breath to still fill the lungs and the belly. And then back to center. We'll come into our first yin pose. So I'm going to sit down on our hip like this with the legs bent up, if that's comfortable for you. You can have the knees one on top of the other, or you can have them slightly apart. What we're then going to do is grab your pillows or your bolster or your rolled up blanket and put it up against that right hip. Get a nice pile of pillows, a little construction. I think that's what half of yin is just building your constructs. Lovely, some nice construction going on. So once it's in against your right hip, we're actually just going to turn and face the construction, and then exhale and lie down onto it. So you can make it as high up or as low as feels comfortable for you. And then just lie onto your construct. And then from there, just allow gravity in the pose to sink you in. We'll take 2 minutes on this side and then we'll change. it's feeling a bit too intense, just back out of it a little, maybe make your construct higher. Yin is all about just finding that edge, so not going too far that it's super uncomfy, but just playing with the edge of where it gets a little bit spicy. If you find the mind is busy, you can always bring it back to follow the strands of the breath. If it helps, you can count the breath. So inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. I think we'll go one more minute here. Everyone looks super comfy. Noticing any patterns if your mind goes to certain places or certain ways of interacting with yourself. And coming back to the breath as always, or another steady point, maybe the music, maybe the ticking of a clock. Taking another deep breath where you are. And releasing it all the way out to the end. And then very gently beginning to come out of this pose. Coming back up to center, taking it slow. You can extend the legs out in front. Give them in little movements, maybe windscreen wiper them side to side. Maybe you want to do a few rounds of cat-cow. So taking any movements that feel nice. And then we'll switch sides, so either rotate round or just shift your pile depending on how easily moved your construction is. Shifting it round. Bringing it in against the left hip, bringing the knees into bent, and then rotating to face your pile, and allowing yourself to just lie down over it, easing into the posture on this side. So we'll take 3 minutes on this side to match the other side. Notice your emotional response to that. Is it a hell yeah, or is it a oh my god no? Neither is right or wrong, just be aware. These longer holds get into the deeper tissues in some of our other yoga classes as we relax and allow those deeper sets of fascia to be stimulated, a little bit stressed. It's very good for them. The fibroblasts in there get activated, and they're the ones that help keep the joints healthy. Another minute here. Again, notice if you are comparing yourself to the other side that you did or to yourself on another day. See if you can let that go. Maybe bringing back that thing that you said at the start to yourself. Maybe thinking of something kind to tell yourself. I'm proud of you for making it on your mats. Maybe you tell yourself you're proud too. Taking a deep inhale, staying where you are. And releasing it out. Exhaling all the way. And then very gently beginning to lift yourself up out of this posture. Rotating back to the front. Maybe it feels good to keep turning and look round the other way just to counter the twist. Or take some knee bends or windscreen wipers. And our next posture is going to be a supported bridge. So we'll all come to lie down on our backs. And there's a couple of options here that we can do. So if you have a block, you can lift the hips to the sky and pop a block under there on the more bony part, on whichever height feels comfortable. So on the sacrum itself, the very top part of the pelvis where the bones are, not on the spine, but on that bony part across the pelvis. Or if a block's not feeling good, you can pop a pillow under here or a bolster. Anything that feels nice, just under that sacrum. Just lifting that bum off the ground. Doesn't have to be high. Just getting a little bit of a lift there. Maybe over time you feel like you want to go higher. You can change the height of the block or add an extra pillow. We're going to stay here around 4 minutes. So don't go too edgy at the start, as this is a longer hold. You have the option to take the arms, sweep them up overhead, have them straight up overhead. See how that feels, or maybe put them in a cactus shape. Maybe you want to play with having one leg extended straight and then changing I'll tell you when we get to halfway so you can swap. Or maybe you have both legs extended. That one's definitely more edgy. So finding your option for today. And if at any time anything feels tingly, sharp, stabby, or numb, and just slowly coming back out, finding a restful position. And notice if the mind has gotten busy. A slight back bending can activate different nerves. Maybe your body or mind reacts to that. If you have got one leg extended, we're about halfway, so you can swap over. If your mind does keep wandering off, it's okay. Go easy on yourself. It's totally normal. Very gently come back to the breath. Follow the movement of that breath right in from the nostrils, all the way down to the rise of the chest and the stomach, and back out again. Can you find any santosha in this pose? Any contentment or acceptance? And another 4 deep breaths left here. And taking the last inhale all together. And exhale all the way out. Bringing the legs back to bent if they're straight. Taking the weight into the feet and just gently removing the block or the bolsters or anything that's under, and slowly letting your spine come down to the ground. Just letting that sacrum settle onto the ground here. Allowing that to flatten out. Hugging one knee in very gently, not squeezing them in, just lifting them. And again, allowing that lower back to flatten. Maybe rocking side to side. And then rocking over onto one side. And gently come up to seated. And the counter pose for that, and our next pose, is a seated forward fold. We've got some options here. So in seated, you can pop a whole bunch of blocks or cushions under the knees and just gently come forward. You can sit up on a chair. And just let the hands come down onto a block. Let the head hang. That one feels really good if the hamstrings or the hips are not feeling nice today. Or another option, just to lie down. Holding either the knees in, the legs straight, maybe a strap around the feet. You're picking which one is going to feel good for you today. One final option is another one to have a block over the end of your feet and a strap around the block. You're really just sitting upright, letting the head drop forward. It's just allowing the spine to counter the slight back bend we had. Once you settle into your option, we'll take 2 minutes there. If you've got the knees hugged in, you can actually let go of them if it feels fine to just hold them there and let the hands come up overhead. That's another option. And counting the breaths if you feel that helps. Or if you notice that you're thinking or getting caught up in the feeling of the pose, you could just label it. When you notice it, just go, oh, thinking. Or oh, feeling. And then just let it sweep past like a leaf blowing in the wind away. Three more deep breaths here. One last deep inhale in. And exhale all the way out. Very gently releasing your option of this posture. So wherever you are, coming up slowly, or lowering the legs down slowly. Maybe a little twist left and right can feel quite nice after that. Or a few cat-cows if you come over to tabletop. So our next posture is going to be a supported butterfly. So if you have your rolled up blanket or bolster, sorry Kaya, I need my bolster. Try not to lie on the cat. Bring in whatever you have, pillows, cushions, blanket, into the lower back here. And if you want some support, so you can have your feet either in a butterfly or in a gentle cross-legged, and you can pop blocks under the knees or blankets. And we're just going to lie back onto your whatever's behind you. And allow the chest to open. Arms can be down by the side, or to open across the shoulders. If it feels good, you can bring them out to the side. You can have your construct behind you as high or as low as you prefer. The higher, if you take your arms out to the side, gives much stronger opening across the front of that chest there. Oh, sorry, Kaya. Maybe you want an extra cat on top of you. No, maybe you want an extra block under your head just to lift the head a little. We'll take another minute here and then move into Shavasana. Or you're welcome to stay in this one when we finish it and go into Shavasana here as well. I don't know if you guys can hear purring, it's not me. Kaya is a big fan of Yin. I probably would purr during Yin if I could. Another 3 deep breaths here. You want to loosen this one off the hips a little, just straighten the legs. One last deep inhale. And exhale all the way out. You're welcome to stay here for Shavasana, but if you want to come out, very slowly bringing yourself back up. Maybe coming over to all fours to cat-cow. Taking any movements that feel nice. Maybe it's just a child's pose. Allowing your body just to move that pose out. And then choosing the Shavasana that you want to come into today. Maybe you're lying flat on the mat. Maybe the legs are up on the sofa. Maybe the legs are up the wall. Maybe you're just lying on your side or on your front. Anything that's going to feel nice for you. I'll let you know when to come out. Allowing yourself to fully settle into rest. No more effort, no more postures, no more control of the breath or the mind. Just let everything go now. Let the mind do what it wants, let the body do what it wants. And as you continue to rest, I'll share a little poem with you. Let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip about you. Their opinions aren't your problem. You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity. No matter what they do or say, don't you dare doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth. Just keep on shining like you do. Very gently, beginning to invite the breath a little deeper into the body. And allow some movement to creep into the fingers and toes. You're very welcome to stay in Shavasana. If you want to come out, let's begin to slowly move out of the Shavasana. Coming up. Maybe hugging yourself, thanking yourself for being here, and thank you for me for letting me guide you through. As you slowly come up to seated, you can keep your eyes closed and just take a moment to see how you feel now after your practice. We'll all take an inhale together, bringing us calm, and breathing it out to bring us clarity. Breathing in again to connect us all in all our different places. And breathing it out with kindness into the world. And gently blink open the eyes. And thank you everyone for joining.